So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
British Spy Stories Season 4 Double Agent Episode 27. Oscar Zetkin is woken by the door to his bedroom in the lake house, banging back against the wall as Amandine comes in from the hallway. "Oscar! Oscar!" The loudness of her voice cuts through the morning air. "What is it, Amandine?" "It's gone. All of it." "What?" He is still muzzy from sleep. "The money. The gold. They've stolen it." "Who has?" "For God's sake, Oscar. Natalie and her friends." "How'd you know?" "A man called me from the warehouse. The lorry with the gold was supposed to turn up at 3 in the morning. He waited in case it had been held up, then called me half an hour ago. There's no sign of it." "Is Natalie here?" says Zetkin. "Her bed's not been slept in. And I just saw my car disappear through the front gates with Luke driving it. I'm sure they were lovers. I told her not to." Zetkin gets out of bed and pulls on trousers from a selection of Vincent's clothes that have been moved into this bedroom. "We'll find them," he says. "We can find out where they've gone." "How?" "I took the precaution of having an electronic tracker put on your car, Amandine. I wanted to ensure that you were safe at all times, since Vincent's death." She looks at him and realizes that she finds it difficult to know if he lies to her, but dismisses the idea of asking anything more right now, as that seems to be the least of her current concerns. "Did she take the cash too?" he says. "The account's empty. I checked as soon as my man called about the gold." "Who were these other people who helped Natalie?" "I can't remember their names. Suki something was one of them." "Do you have pictures?" he says. "No, of course not." "What about the cameras here? You've got CCTV, haven't you? Does it record?" "Yes. I don't know how it works, though. Arno did all that." "Show me," says Zetkin. She leads him down to a door next to her husband's study. Inside there are 4 screens showing images of the rooms in the house. Zetkin sits down and types into a keyboard on the desk in front of the screens. "Which day did they come over to see you?" he says. 4 days ago, in the morning." Zetkin chooses from a menu and hits play, and the 4 screens show the lounge, driveway, hall and gardens of the house. "What time did you meet them?" he says. 10. Her voice is sad now, weary from the emotional roller coaster. He fast-forwards the video and watches the time code. The pictures show Natalie answering the door and letting 3 people into the hallway and along to the lounge. Then on the screen, Amandine arrives and the group all talk together. Zetkin hits the stop button. "I know 2 of them," he says. "The blonde woman is a freelance killer who has worked for me. The dark-haired woman, too. Her photo was in a bundle of pictures that I managed to buy from a man in MI6. If they're spies, my dear, then we've both been tricked." Sadness and anger hang on the bones of her face. "What do we do, Oscar?" "I'll get some men to track the car. If Luke is part of it, he may lead us to the others." She is tearful now. Zetkin stands and holds her hand. "We'll get it all back. I know some mercenaries, hard men. They're expensive, but they get results. They can be on Luke's tail. By tonight. If I call them now. She nods silently. We can relax here today. Then I'll leave tomorrow. Get my cash. Then we can meet up.
Where shall we go?
She says. Why don't we meet at your ski lodge in Engelberg? Stay the weekend. And decide what to do next.
Perfect,
she says.
I'll drive down tomorrow.
Her eyes have the slightest brightness now.
Thank you for doing this, Oscar.
Her voice is gentle, and he smiles at her. The sun hangs low on the horizon over the farmland to the north of the Frankfurt safe house, when Hans opens the blinds in the kitchen. He starts to make coffee, and after a minute, the aroma brings Laravel down the stairs and into the room. They don't talk as he pours out drinks for them both, and the steam curls up into the air, then dissipates. He sits opposite her, at the small rectangular table that is pushed up against the side wall.
What's that?
She says after a moment.
Listen.
They both put their heads to one side, as they try to hear something out of place. Is that a motorbike? He says. She flicks her eyes to him, then nods. Both of them immediately stand and recover their handguns from where they left them in the house. Laravel silently opens the back door, and they both skirt around the building in opposite directions with their guns drawn. She arrives at the front corner of the house first and leans back against the wall behind tall shrubbery that blocks the view from anyone on the road seeing into the back garden. The bike has stopped. The rider is sitting on the machine, exploring a mobile phone in his hand. His visor is up, showing his dark eyes and curly hair. Hans arrives at the other corner of the building, and they both wait for the man. Finally, he swings his leg over the saddle and turns to a large storage box strapped on the back of his bike. He pulls out a package, the size of a house brick. Laravel decides to intervene.
Hi,
she calls to him, and walks out from behind the bushes. For a second he doesn't move. She has stuffed her handgun into the back of her jeans before walking out to the road, and her fingers twitch beside her, ready to reach around and grab the gun if needs be.
Can I help?
She says in German, then repeats it in French, in case he doesn't understand. Laravel walks towards him. When she is 10 feet from the man, he says, Lena Roth. Laravel's mind rolls faster at the sound of the cover name that Gabby used when they met Amandine.
Not me,
she says. Anyone else here? Hans steps out from his cover too now. Who are you looking for? He says. Lena Roth. Have you got a package for her? Yeah. Needs to be signed for. The three of them all stand in silence, not knowing what to do next, as the wind blows Laravel's hair. Suddenly, Gabby's voice echoes from the front door. Is that my package? She walks out of the house and up to the man. You Lena Roth? Yeah. He offers her his mobile device, and she signs with her finger. He hands over the parcel, remounts his bike, and accelerates away along the dirt road. We thought he was some killer, says Laravel. Come and see what I've got, says Gabby, walking back inside. Kate has woken up too now, and they all gather around the kitchen table as Gabby opens the package. She rips the seal off and puts her hand inside, then pulls out the contents. It's a single gold bar. One of the bars from Friedrich Andersen, she says. Why have we got it? Says Kate. We have to send a sample to London. In that box of kit we got delivered, Hans, there should be an XRF spectrometer. There is, he says. I did wonder why.
Take this bar and run it through the XRF. Then send the results to London, can you?
He nods. They want to know how pure the gold is.
Where's the rest of the bullion?
Says Laravel.
The gold was loaded onto a train at the railhead in Frankfurt at about midnight,
begins Gabby.
From there, it's going overland to Hamburg, then by sea to Southampton, where it will get an armed escort to the underground military storage depot Alpha 10-0 in the countryside, just outside Bristol. When you've tested the bar, Gordon, we'll need to deliver it to the British Embassy in Zurich, and they'll send it on to the UK. How long are we staying in the safe house?
Amandine, probably with Zetkin's help, will try to trace us. He has numerous links in all sorts of organisations, and will leverage those relationships. London are tracking his movements. Either we'll be told that it's safe in a day or two, or it won't be safe, in which case there's a whole other plan, already designed to covertly move us out of Germany.
What about the Frankfurt police? Says Hans. Won't they be doing an investigation?
The UK Foreign Office has already briefed the German spy agency in Berlin to tell the police to quietly suppress the investigation.
So we just wait here?
Says Kate.
For now, yeah.
The sound of a mobile phone ringtone breaks the conversation.
It's mine,
says Laravel. She pulls out the device from her back pocket.
It's Luke. Do I answer?
She looks at Gabby.
Put it on speaker.
Laravel puts the phone on the table, answers the call, and presses the loudspeaker key.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey,
she says.
Natalie, I've left Amandine's. I took the car.
Why?
I know about the robbery, Natalie. I went into the video room when you and your friends were talking to Amandine last week. I know you stole it. I haven't told anyone, though. You're not coming back, are you?
No.
Amandine was shouting the house down this morning. That's why I left. She's found out about the gold.
I don't know anything about any gold, Luke.
I just told you. I heard you talking about it.
His tone gets more impatient. Laravel pauses. Gabby opens her eyes wide and shakes her head.
We did talk about it, but it never went ahead. They thought it was too risky.
Gabby nods in appreciation of Laravel's ability to lie on demand.
I don't care anyway,
he says.
I'm calling to see if you want to get away for the weekend.
Kate and Hans exchange wordless glances. But Laravel remains serious.
I don't know.
Gabby shakes her head.
Hang on a second,
says Laravel. She presses the mute button on the phone.
It wouldn't do any harm, would it?
She looks at Gabby. Don't, Jenny. Don't get involved. Like I said, until London tell us about Zetkin and what he's doing to find us, we're at risk.
It's only a weekend.
It could be dangerous.
We'd be careful.
No, Jenny. Laravel hits unmute.
Sorry, I'm busy, Luke. Another time, maybe.
She ends the call, immediately gets up and leaves the others around the table. She'll be okay, says Gabby, as Kate and Hans both look at her. As he stops outside the house on Eigenheimstrasse, Oskar Zetkin can't help smiling. This is the house where he was born, and this is the area where he spent his childhood. It hasn't changed that much. The houses are the same. Frau Schröder's house opposite is blue now, and it was always green when he was small. But apart from that, he can't see anything else that has changed. Frau Schröder was his mother's best friend, and she would look after young Oscar when he arrived back from school, and his mother was still at work. Zetkin pulls his coat collar up against the biting wind that is blowing down from the hills to the north. He unlatches the front gate and walks out the short path to the front door. When his mother had died, he couldn't face selling this place then, and he never will. It needs some attention here and there, he thinks, as he flicks off a shard of peeling paint from the door. He'll get a man to repaint the outside, but not the inside. That doesn't need to change. The kitchen is still as she had left it, modern once and now a memory of her. He trudges up the stairs to the front room. His father had this safe installed to keep cash in because he didn't trust the banks. It must be 50 years old now, but it still works. Zetkin pulls a bunch of keys from his pocket and pushes the longest one into the slot set at the base of the safe's door. He twists it once, then a second time, and the ancient mechanism clunks inside. He swings open the thick door and leans in to pick up one of the packs of banknotes neatly stacked inside, each with its own plastic wrapper. Zetkin puts the bundle of notes on the bed, then repeats the task, counting as he goes, until the safe is empty and the bed has a pile of cash on it. He pulls down a suitcase from the top of the wardrobe and places it next to the cash, then lays each bundle carefully inside the case. "I knew you'd come back." It's Rose's voice from the doorway. Zetkin looks up at her. "What are you doing here?" "I've come for the cash, Oscar." "What do you mean? This is my money." She screws up her nose. "I think you owe it to me." He makes a mild laugh and starts to zip up the case. Rose watches him. When he's finished, he tugs the case off the bed and moves towards her and the door. "Out of my way. I have things to do." Her hand has been down by her side, but now she raises it, and he sees that she's holding a Beretta 92 handgun. "What's all this about, Rose?" he says. "I paid you well for your work." "My going rate for assassination is 250 grand. So you owe me $500,000 for the 2 men I killed for you. Webster went quietly, but Vincent fought like a dog before he died." He doesn't move his eyes from hers, but opens the suitcase again. Zetkin picks up one of the bundles of notes, opens the plastic, and his fingers curl around half of the stack. He pulls it out and holds it up to her. "Here, take it." Rose doesn't move at first, wondering where the trap is. Then she reaches out her hand and takes his offering. She flicks the edges of the notes with her thumb, while still holding onto the handgun. "That's only $250,000. She throws the notes back into his face. "What about the rest?" She moves the gun to aim at his heart. Zetkin's hand goes into the plastic bag. There's the briefest of pauses. Then he moves with speed. He brings his hand up, with the plastic still around it, and pushes it into her face. The plastic covers her nose and mouth. With his other hand, he presses the side of the plastic harder against her features. Rose brings her arm up and tries to hit him with her handgun, but misses. He pushes her back to the wall
the plastic sucking the air out of her lungs. Rose's arms flail in the room, hitting out at anything she can make contact with. She manages to get a foot up and kicks him in the shin. Zetkin winces at the impact, but doesn't let go of the plastic. She struggles again, but loses grip of the Beretta, and it slams into the wall, then crashes to the floor. For a second, his hand slips, and she takes the opportunity to push back. A gap yaws open on one side of the plastic, and she takes an enormous gasp of air. Zetkin moves to his right. His hand reaches for her gun on the ground. He manages to pick it up, points it at her and squeezes the trigger. But the bullet misses his target and thuds into the wardrobe beside her. Rose lunges forward and gets a firm hold of the Beretta's muzzle, but he won't let go of the hand grip. They both tug at the weapon. Rose rams his hand onto the wall once and again, until blood oozes from his knuckles. Zetkin brings his hand up to her face and pushes his fingers into her eyes. She pulls away, and he follows her, feeling that he now has the edge. She is against the wall again, and he comes for her. Then he stops. Their bodies are close together, his squeezing hers against the wall, and she looks up into his eyes. He is utterly still. She pushes his body away from her, just enough to look down at her hand, around the handle of the lock knife. The blade is entirely inside Zetkin's body. His eyes are losing power now. He looks down at her, and she twists the knife inside him. Every empire ends, Oscar. A choking sound precedes the gush of blood from his mouth that splashes onto her face and dribbles down his chin. Rose pushes him away, and Zetkin's body falls back, half on the bed and half on the floor. She reaches down. He yanks the knife out of his stomach, and his back arches at the sting of pain. Then his eyes close.